Salvete omnes, this is Emilia, also known as TheMartianGeek, and welcome back to the final episode of Crash Bandicoot Warped. This time, really. In the last episode, we got the remainder of the gems and beat Dr. Cortex again, where we retreated to a second ending. But we're not quite done. There are actually 2 extra secret levels in the game, basically similar to levels 26 and 27 in Crash 2, and they are both hidden in places, both of which are in the third warp room. Starting with one in level 14, or the entrance, I should say the entrances to them are hidden in the third warp room in other levels. This one's pretty quick to get to since it's a motorcycle stage, so we're not going to bother cutting. So we want to keep an eye out on the left side of the road, because one of the road signs has an alien on it instead of a normal arrow or anything. I don't remember exactly where it is, but I am driving like a maniac. Okay, so there's the diner, Dingo's Diner, and there we go, right here. Hit the sign. Crash, congratulations! You've unlocked the achievement Run into the Alien sign. And suddenly, jet ski. There's no arrow at the top, and the exit is actually right there, just blocked by nitro boxes. Yeah, this is a weird one. This is actually level 31, Hot Coco. And we have 70 boxes to get, which honestly is the hard part with this one, because it's really spread out, and I am not familiar with the layout much at all. So it might take a bit of time to get everything in this one. Now, if you just want to beat the stage, pretty much just go pick a direction, clockwise or counterclockwise, and don't hit the bombs like I just did. Whoops. Just go around the stage until you reach the nitro detonator. I feel like there must be a way to cheese it and skip over the nitros, but I'm not sure how you do that, since, as far as I know, you don't get Aku-Akus in this one. What is this, just a combination of hazard arrangements from previous stages? Also, I know I missed the 3 that I got the first time through at the beginning. I'm actually not sure if this one has any checkpoints. I'm hoping it does. Okay, so there's a shark. Yeah, I'm probably going to miss some boxes, but I'm not too worried about it, because unlike the motorcycle stages, these allow you to backtrack. So we're up to 11 out of 70. I get the feeling this would be a weird one to do on time trial too. Come to think of it, why is the music so quiet? Okay, so just backtrack here a bit. Go backward, rather. It's not really backtracking. So there's our nitro detonator. Just be careful not to hit the actual nitros, and that brings us up to 34 boxes and gets rid of all the nitros in the level, so we can immediately go back to the beginning, or rather the end, but we still have a whole bunch of boxes to get. So let's maybe do that. It's so big and confusing, I don't know where I'm going. Where is everything? Yeah, I actually don't particularly like this stage for that reason. Okay, there is a checkpoint. Nice. Can I get past that shark safely? I can, okay. That's not a box. I keep hearing the waves sloshing and thinking there's something in it about to attack me. Wait, another checkpoint? Whoa! Well, it's a good thing I got that first one. I'm not sure if I was supposed to jump over those bombs or what. And now I don't know which way I'm going. This way. Definitely this way. If only I could invincibility take the bombs or something and get him out of the way. Like I said, this one is weird. And with my bad sense of direction, it's none too easy to wrap my head around either. Okay, so I think I got both of those, right? 43 and 44. Oh, no, I didn't. Oh, dang, how do we still have 25 boxes left? I don't know what I'm doing. Is there something over there? Wait, did I just see? Must have been a weird rendering thing. It seems so simple, but it's not. I also get the feeling maybe we were supposed to go the other direction, considering this is where all the checkpoints are. 47. There's a checkpoint. I feel like I should be saving those. It's just so confusing. 20 more to go. And I think we might be back at the beginning. You get that box. Isn't there actually a way that you can do a flip? Okay, so if I go back here... Yeah, I probably should have saved a checkpoint, but I was afraid that if I did that, I wouldn't be able to remember where it was. Okay, so you can do that. And that must be how you get that one up in one of the other stages, too. The one that was underwater. 12 more boxes. Let's hopefully not die before we get those. Yeah, I wish I'd saved a checkpoint. Oh, how did I miss that one? I feel like there must be a song for the occasion. About getting lost on the open sea. Viewers want to supply me with a fitting shanty or something? Where the heck are those last 8 boxes? Oh, I saw one. I think we might still be missing that group of 3 that I noticed that one time. Okay, shark. That was close. I don't think I've ever actually gotten hit by one of those, or at least not frequently. There's a couple. Careful around the bombs. And somehow I'm still missing 5. Checkpoint. Yes, checkpoint. I think I saw some over there, too. This stage is so confusing. Oh my gosh. I wonder if this one would be easier on the Insane Trilogy because of draw distance. There's a box. One of the last 4. I mean, I guess at least I haven't died yet. I say that now. Okay, anything over here? There's a shark. For anyone who wanted to see me play more non-linear games, well, here's an idea of what would happen if I did. Still, okay, 67. Oh, geez. If we're missing 3, does that mean... Oh, ho. So, that's all of them. Now I just have to find the exit around here somewhere. And all this madness. Or insanity? Okay, so I remember that group of 3 being near the beginning. So if I keep going this way... Maybe they weren't near the beginning. You'd think going in circles for long enough would eventually bring me back to the exit, but you'd be surprised. Too bad that checkpoint box wasn't the last one I got. The exit was near some islands because there's that little inlet. I thought I remembered those being close to the beginning too. What am I doing? What do I do to me? Where is it? I think that's it. Alright. That was more troublesome than I was expecting, and I spent a lot of time just kind of wandering around. Very confusing stage. And we still have to go back into it for the relic. But anyway, now let's go check out the other secret level. Be back in a moment. Okay, for the second secret level, we need to be on the yellow gem pathway in level 11. Specifically, the chase sequence, because we actually want to get caught by this second pterodactyl, or pteranodon. I've never been entirely clear on what the difference between those is. So that'll warp us to the second bonus area, or secret level, I mean, which is Eggipus Rex, or level 32. Obviously, it's a pun on Eggipus Rex, and we get to have Baby T with us again. Yay! And it's side-scrolling, which is unusual for this level theme. Also, this is pretty much the polar opposite of the previous stage, because this one is very linear and very straightforward. I don't think we even have any boxes to get in this one. Like, I'm pressing the triangle button, and it's not even showing a box count. Just be careful, because sometimes there can be pterodactyls in the way that you can't see until it's too late. Actually, I think that's the only time in the game we see the pterodactyls in a place where you can actually interact with them. By jumping on them or whatever. Oh, another one up over there. So yes, we can now jump on them. And one up. A lot of one-ups in this one, actually. Lost the T-Rex, but there's the gem, and that's it. That's all there was to that one. It's pretty much a glorified bonus room. So, time for the time trials for those two. Oh boy. Actually, a weird thing about the time trials for levels 31 and 32 is, at least in the North American version, I don't know, assuming they didn't fix it later, there's actually a glitch where the times you're supposed to get actually match those for the levels that you enter them from. Like, the one for level 32 would actually be the times for level 11. They fixed that in the European version, so I don't know if, like, the Greatest Hits release fixed it or anything like that, or was there a Greatest Hits release? I forget. Well, anyway, into level 31 for the time trial we go. Something I didn't realize was true. If you get all the gems and then Cortex's icon appears, all the other levels disappear. You can't go into anything except Cortex's boss battle. I guess for all I know that might have been true even for the other bosses the first time around. I didn't, you know, like, if you tried to go back to a warp room you'd already unlocked. But I guess I didn't think to check it then, so that's kind of weird, and that's the first time I'd ever noticed that. So, we have officially reached the end of Crash Bandicoot Warped, or Crash Bandicoot 3 as it were. That is one thing that bugs me about Crash 3, 4, and 5, is that they don't actually put the numbers in the titles. At least they don't in the American versions. I think that the Japanese versions of the games do, but I'm not positive on that. We have all of the crystals, and this screen needs to change faster. All the powers, obviously, because we beat all the bosses. All the gems. All the relics, and 104% completion, because that's definitely how percentages work. Technically, we could get one more gem and 1 more percent completion by getting all gold relics or better, but I do not feel like doing that. Also, it's worth noting that the platinum relic times are now visible, which I would assume happens after you beat Cortex the second time after getting all the gems. Though again, I'm not positive. I forget if I mentioned any of this before because my memory kind of sucks. Overall, I like Crash 3. It's a good game, a pretty decent 3D platformer, and honestly a pretty good example of how to use the PlayStation 1 well, as far as software and hardware goes, I mean. But I do think that it is very clearly outclassed by Crash 2. And the main reason for that is 2 words: vehicle stages. I'm sorry, but considering none of them involve any sort of platforming, having 4 motorcycle levels, 4 jet ski levels, and 3 plane levels is kind of ridiculous. Especially when the game only has 30 levels total. Or 31 if you have the Insane Trilogy version. They actually added an extra level to that one as DLC. That is also why I'm not listing my favorite and least favorite levels for this game, because generally I liked all of the ones that weren't vehicle levels. I guess that's not entirely true. I didn't care too much for the underwater levels. They're slow and they have wonky controls. I bet you know most water levels are at least slightly annoying. The only ones I can think of that I've played that were actually decent were the ones from the original Donkey Kong trilogy. Donkey Kong Country, I mean, which I'm sure I've mentioned before. But at least there are only 2 of those. The first Game Boy Advance Crash game has 4 of the darn things. Also, the secret levels in this game are just as bullcrap to find as the ones in Crash 2, maybe more. Though I did like some of the new locales, even if there seemed to be a disproportionate number of levels dedicated to the Egyptian and Arabian themes. And Dingodile and Entropy were interesting enough as characters. Also, the regular on-foot levels were as good as ever, if maybe a bit short compared to the first 2 games. I would assume that's mainly for time trial purposes. So, overall, while Crash Bandicoot 3 isn't my favorite game in the series, it's still good, and I think it's worth getting, whether you get the PlayStation 1 original or the Insane Trilogy. Actually, I think between the original and the remake, Crash 3 had the fewest changes. Anyway, that's all for now. See you next time!